From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big noontime here on LALATE with incredible great details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. Boy, on Friday, Leader Schumer confirmed the reporting of this channel for several weeks, that the bipartisan negotiations would be over, that the vote would be called, and that the reconciliation process would be underway. And all that was confirmed on Friday. In this fourth stimulus check updated 2021, today I go over all the breaking details, no less than 8 breaking news stories. Then in the second half of this video, we go to fifth stimulus that will be raised up to a level you have never seen for a generation. It'll change your benefits for a lifetime. Wow. Then in the middle of the quarter, we go over the thousands of dollars the viewers are getting every single day, every few hours. I'm going to go over how you can get it, and if you've gotten it, how you can get some more. It's a big noontime. It's a big Memorial Day weekend. I'm excited you're here. Let's get to all the details across the board, from the West Coast to the East Coast, from my home to your home. Let's do it on a big noontime, a big exciting day with details starting right now. Hey, good noontime, everybody. How are you? This is LALATE, and I'm live to you direct from Santa Monica just before about 12 noon Pacific Standard Time on Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. Hope you're having a beautiful weekend. Where are you, and how's the weather where you are? Drop in the comments right now. It has been cold, really cold here in Southern California. I mean, just damp. It's almost sweater weather, but I'm loving it. And I'm especially loving that you are with me this Memorial Day weekend. I'll be here all weekend long. Next up is Afternoons LALATE and Evenings LALATE. And this is LALATE. In this recording, we're going to go over fourth stimulus check and that breaking news that came from Leader Schumer on Friday. It's just incredible. Then we'll go over all the breaking news, no less than 9 stories that led up to Schumer's announcement on Friday. Then we'll be cutting back over to fifth stimulus that'll raise people's benefits up, including my veterans, who are also getting a stimulus check. And then this middle's recording, we go over the thousands of dollars. The viewers are just killing it day after day, hour after hour, and getting it. And I want you to get as well. This is LALATE, your only 24-hour a day, 7 days a week financial news channel, live in the morning like right now, and then taped in the afternoons, starting with Afternoons LALATE at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and then Evenings LALATE at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, followed by Evenings Crypto and our new hit show, Overnight's Crypto, which absolutely broke all number records over last night. It was a 15-hour show. Wow. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Next stop, 1 million. Like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Let's jump right into that fourth stimulus proposal and bill and compare the Senate versus House, starting with Jalapal's House bill. Jalapal's House bill provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic, plus 1 year. That's on a monthly basis. So how does that compare to the Senators? The Senate proposal is a stimulus check from July to December. If you're watching me just before 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, quarter to 3 on the East Coast, get ready to vote in the live chat, House or Senate. And if you're watching me later in the day, jump into the comments, House or Senate, but don't vote yet. Let's look at the monthly amount. The House bill from Jalapal provides $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. The Senate monthly amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Wow. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000 per person. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400 a person. Now, before you cast your vote, let's go back to Jalapal's bill and how macroeconomics could be impacting it. The Jalapal bill provides a stimulus check monthly for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. But some legislators believe that the pandemic may be over by the time the vote is called for legislative purposes. That would mean that Jalapal's bill would provide 1 year of stimulus checks, 12 months, which amounts to $13,000 over 12 months compared to this over 6 months from the senators. Okay, so now with that, jump into the live chat or in the comments and vote House or Senate. House or Senate, which one do you like? And also where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. All right, let's go over all the other details you need to know about this forced stimulus check. Do my veterans get it? You get it. Congratulations. If you are a single individual, do you get it? Yes. 75,000 or less, you get the forced stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less, you get the forced stimulus check. Double it. Household 4 or less, you get the forced stimulus check, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits like a veteran or SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, you get the forced stimulus check. The amount of the stimulus check is the same for adult dependents, minor dependents, everyone. The stimulus check is not income, so it's not taken out for taxes. It will not land in waves because there's no time to do a stimulus check on a monthly basis by waves. And we don't know anything yet about child support. The fourth stimulus check is currently underway in a two-step, two-bill, 2-month process called reconciliation. And remember, I'm just a reporter. I report the news. I don't make the representations. They represent that the vote will be called no later than July 4th. And they've been representing that over the last 2 weeks. And guess what they said on Friday? The same exact thing. That means that the fourth stimulus check, the first check would land in the month of July for the month of July, in the month of August for the month of August. And I'll be going over more of what Leader Schumer said in that incredible, wonderful news statement on Friday. But first, here's a preview of the second half of this video. In the second half, we talk about how fifth stimulus will raise everyone's benefits up, including my veterans, and apply a new benchmark. And that benchmark will be inflation. But why this benchmark will be the highest of a generation and will change your benefits lifetime. Oh boy, it's exciting details. But let me go to something even more exciting, and it's money for you right now. Rent, utilities, homeowners assistance, SNAP. Boy, folks, you are killing it. You are killing it. I am not going less than an hour without seeing someone in the live chat, someone in social media posts tagging me, or someone in the comments of a video saying, "Thank you, I got this money." Whether it's $1 or $10,000, they are getting money for these items. And so if you've gotten that money, congratulations, I'm going to get you more money right now. And if you haven't got any money, we're going to go over it right now. Get a pen and paper ready. And stay with me to the very end of this video. I got a lot of money for you. I'm very excited for you. And it starts first with $350 billion. No, not $350 billion for you. It's to share. So $350 billion is coming from your federal government to the city, counties, and states last week and next week for you, for rent, utilities, homeowners help, and homeowners utilities. Let's go over the details over how you get it, where you get it, what you say, and what you do. First, get that pen and paper ready. It's going to be in a series of locations. Understand, every location has different eligibility. So if one says no, reach out to another one. Second, they all have different pots of money. So understand each one has their own slot of money they can give you. All right, get that pen and paper ready. We're going to go over 6 locations for rent. Rent is a fortune. They're giving about $5,000 for rent, 4 to 6 months of rent. And the 6 locations are City Hall, City Housing Authority; County Hall, County Housing Authority; State Hall, State Housing Authority. The word you're going to use is rent assistance because of COVID. Rent assistance because of COVID. You don't use the word stimulus. You can't say Biden Economic Recovery Act. And then if you're reaching out for mortgage, you just replace the word of rent for mortgage. And that's about $5,000 for rent. Tim got money for rent 2 days ago. One viewer from who's a former community volunteer got money for utilities this morning out of Philadelphia. So congratulations to him. And Linda yesterday on social media, she got money for rent and utilities. So you're killing it. Now let's go to the next group of money. And this is SNAP. It's one of the big winners of this channel. So I'm going to go over the details for you about this SNAP right now, how much money it is, where you can get it, and what the success stories have been lately. All right, so how much money is it? A family of 4 in Hawaii can now get upwards of $16,000 a year. Wow. So what is this from? Department of Agriculture. What is it for? For money for food called SNAP. How do you get it? Contact Department of Agriculture, DOA, or call 211, get connected over. Finally, why is this so much money? Because of 2 executive orders, which are great. One from Biden, one from Trump, that raised up everyone's benefits for 1 year between now and December by 15%. So there you go. Lynn got this for herself, and her son got an increase just yesterday or day before. I've had viewers almost every few hours report to me they just got some SNAP. So I am just so excited for you. Look how we're doing. 10 minutes of this video. $60,000 for rent, some $5,000. Excuse me, $16,000 for SNAP in Hawaii, $5,000 for rent. We're doing great. But I got more money for you, and starting right now, one viewer got $5,000 for this. And what is it for? It's from the states. I'm going to go over how much it is, how you get it, and when you get it. First, what is this? The federal government has identified states as overpaying you unemployment benefits due to computer error. And during that time, the states told you to return the money back to them, and you did. Well, guess what? The federal government has stepped in and said, no, it was your money to keep. The states made an error. So the federal government has ordered the states to return the money back to you. When are you going to get the money? It depends on the state. Every state has different rounding times. Reach out to respective state. And finally, how are you going to receive the money? To the bank account you have on file with your state. Now, the next set of money, I got to tell you the story behind this one, which is absolutely incredible. We're going to talk about the money back for IRS, those refunds. One viewer jumped into the overnight crypto show, not last night, but the night before. And this shows you how much the Purple Power is so empowered. That is a show about crypto. It's not a show about unemployment. But he knew that I was going to be in the live chat. And so he wanted to make sure I could see the comment, that I got the comment. And so he found me in there. He said, I found you, LA. I want you to tell your viewers that I got my refund check from IRS on Friday. So please tell them that I got it and they will get theirs. Be patient. Can you imagine? There's a viewer who went out of his way to help you by finding me where he could find me in the live chat so that I saw that message so I would deliver it to you. That is the spirit of the Purple Power, people helping each other. All right, let's get to this big money right now. We're going to go over how much it is, how you're going to get it, when you're going to get it, and how you can track it. First, how much money is it? It's a lot. Another viewer got $2,000 for it. It is the taxes you paid on your unemployment to the IRS. Let's go over an example. Your total unemployment benefits for 2020 was $9,000. Your total tax bill to IRS was $5,000, of which $4,000 was your taxes on unemployment benefits. Congratulations, you're getting back $4,000 from IRS. Next, how? In the mail, in a razor-thin envelope that's beige or white, watch the mail, go through it surgically day after day through the month of June. I don't want you to miss that check. It is easy to miss the check. The only case in which is on the direct deposit account is if it was listed on the tax return. Third, when? IRS represented that everyone would get their checks mailed out by the end of May. Some heard that as receive it by May. No, it's mailed out by the end of May. So you'll see these checks the first and second week of June. As the viewer said, everyone please stay patient. He was a single filer, non-complex. He got his on Friday. Finally, tracking it. 75% of the time this works. Go to irs.gov, sign in, set up a username and password, put your social security number in, and do a transcript search, and then reveal when you filed your tax return for 2020, when you paid your taxes, and when the refund was issued. And there we go. You are killing it, and you're just doing an incredible job with this. And guess what? I'm going to go over the job that Chuck Schumer delivered us on Friday with that breaking news about your fourth stimulus and all the lead up that started with Jalapal about a week earlier. No less than 9 breaking news stories for fourth stimulus starting right now. On Friday, Leader Schumer came out and said everything that I told you he was going to say. He said that the negotiations for purposes of the Congress are over. We are underway with reconciliation. I told you he was going to make that announcement on Friday. Number 2, that he was going to announce they're already under reconciliation, and he made that announcement as well. And number 3, I told you he said that the bill would become a law by July 4th, by the first week of July, that it will be voted upon and done, and he made that announcement as well. There you go. So let me go over what happened leading up to that announcement. The 8-9 breaking news stories, it's important because it's literally a snowball effect. It started with Jalapal again. Jalapal, who wrote that House bill about those monthly stimulus checks. When Jalapal wrote that bill originally, several weeks ago, over 100 House Democrats wrote the president a letter saying, we are going to put those monthly stimulus check provisions of Jalapal into the fourth stimulus package. Well, guess what Jalapal did about a week ago? Jalapal wrote Schumer and Pelosi a letter saying, call the vote. What are we waiting for? call the vote. And so I guess Shalabal's letter worked because now they're calling the vote. So the letter to Schumer even got better because the letter to Schumer was signed by over a dozen legislators, many of which signed that letter to the president asking for those multiple stimulus checks before. Wow. Can it get better? It did get better. Last Friday, a week ago Friday, 7 House Democrats wrote the president a letter saying that we are going to work with you to put multiple stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. Well, what does work with you mean? It means a euphemism that basically they are the legislators. They write the bill. President never writes a bill. He's the president. He's the executive branch. But who are they to write a bill? What do they do? Who are they? They are on the subcommittee that is solely and exclusively responsible for writing legislation in the House for stimulus checks. They did the first, they did the second, they did the third. They're on the House Ways and Means Committee. And they wrote the president a letter no less than 7 days ago saying, we are going to put those multiple stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. And they're on the committee that does that. Oh my goodness. It's just been getting so obvious. I think Sir Lloyd is just, outside the window with Captain Obvious. They're sort of looking at it at this point. Unbelievable. And it got even better. When a week ago, Friday, the president told his legislators, I'm going to give it to the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. After that, I'm not having any more negotiation lunches with the Republicans. We're going to just go for the vote, for the recon. And we are, as Leader Schumer confirmed this last Friday. But on Tuesday, the president had even more breaking great news. A little confusing, so I'm going to make it simple for you. The president of the United States said that he had reached out to countries around the globe to raise their global minimum corporate tax rate to 15%, and they had tentatively agreed. What is that about? So the fourth stimulus is paid for by raising the U.S. corporate tax rate from 21% to a higher rate. Well, what did the president do? He reached out to G7 countries around the globe saying, will you tentatively agree to raise the global minimum tax rate? So businesses would not leave the United States to go to other countries overseas. And that works because now it's less economically feasible when the rate is higher in another country. But it got better later that day. The president told insiders that after fourth stimulus becomes law, he's going to try to get that global minimum corporate tax rate signed into law by those G7 countries. And if they do, then he's going to drop the U.S. corporate tax rate lower back to where it was before we started. Multiple stimulus checks and a lower corporate tax rate? Oh my goodness. Can we get any better than that? We can't. We can. On Wednesday, the president of the United States saw the counteroffer from the Republicans and said, no, call the vote, no deal. Then on Thursday, the senators who you've been asking about, where are they? We haven't heard much about them. Those Senate Democrats came out and said, no, we're not doing this counterproposal. Call the vote. Call the vote. And then on Friday, Leader Schumer, of course, made the announcement, we're calling the vote. It just doesn't get any better than this. Well, actually, it does. If you've got some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners assistance, some SNAP, and also some free internet. And I want you to do it. And here's how you can. If you've reached out to get it and you can't find it yourself, reach out to the volunteers. They're on the community page. Where's the community page? Open the description to this video. Open the description. Down on the description of this video, you'll see an emoji of a house. Next to that emoji of the house will be a link to the page news.la.com/community, the community page. On the community page, the picture of some cats. Lower on below the cats is the volunteers. Reach out to the volunteers that can help you get that money for you. And I'll be back in 60 seconds with you with big exciting news about fourth stimulus, about fifth stimulus, a special message for Memorial Day weekend, and a special surprise. So stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Noontime LALATE with more exciting details about fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus. It's a big noontime, and I'm so excited you are here. How's the weather where you are? And tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour a day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers in 1 year, a YouTube record. Next stop, 1 million. Also, like this video and consider becoming a member. I'm next with you on Afternoons LALATE. That is at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. 2 hours after that is Evenings LALATE. And then 2 hours after that is our new hit show, Over is Evenings Crypto. Followed by that by Overnight Crypto, which absolutely broke all records for this channel overnight. Wow, that was a hit. It was a 15-hour show. So let's cut to fifth stimulus, and we're also going to learn about the importance of membership while I go over this fifth stimulus as well. Fifth stimulus is this fall, and it'll raise your benefits up even if you're a veteran. I have all the great details. First, fifth stimulus will have an add-on that will be that reform of benefits. First, they'll increase your benefits. Then they'll remove the asset limit, then add the inflationary benchmark, remove the marriage penalty, and remove the income exclusion. All right, let's go over all the details, the breaking news, and the analysis and calculations of how this works. First, they're going to raise everyone's benefits up to a big new number. Who's that? You, including my veterans, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, and multiple beneficiaries. Then they'll apply a benchmark, and that benchmark is inflation. Now, we know what inflation is, but how does a benchmark work? Benchmark is what they do in December. They look at your benefits and they say, we're either going to step them up or they could keep them the same. They never step them down. And the benchmark is inflation. Now, this is where it gets great. The inflation rate at the time they do that step up this end of this year is expected to be the highest inflation rate of a generation, which means that your benefits would step up an enormous amount, and not just for 1 year. Let's go over the details. Jeremy Siegel, professor at the Wharton School of Business, said that maybe the inflation rate will be 20% in December. That might be on the high end. The head of the Federal Reserve out of Georgia said the growth rate is going from 4% now to 10.5% by December. That looks like about 7% inflation. A lot of analysts are talking about 4 to 7% inflation. Let's just choose a number, 6%. Let's choose 6% inflation. Here's how it would work. First, they would raise up your benefits one time. Then they would apply the benchmark the first time in December. Let's say the inflation is 6%. You would step up 6%, but not just for 1 year. Lifetime. That's how a benchmark works. Because if next year, the year after, the inflation rate is 0%, you don't step down. You would always be at plus 6%. If the year after that, the inflation rate is also 0%, you don't step down. But if after 3 years it's 2%, then you would be plus 2 plus 6%. It's wonderful, wonderful news. If there was ever a time to have this happen, it would be now. It would change your benefits for a generation and a lifetime. Next, let's go over the other items of how they would impact these things. First, they would remove the asset cap. It needs to go away. So the asset cap dates back to a 1980s law that says you can't keep more than $1,000, $2,000 on hand. It's going to go away. Finally, you will be able to put those stimulus checks in the bank. Then they're going to remove the income cap. It's dating back to a 1960s law. Can you imagine how old that is? That says you can't work and stay on benefits. Now you'll be able to work if you want and also stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going away. It is horrible. Marriage penalty is awful. It prevents you from getting married because you're going to lose benefits. And if you are married, you get penalized. Now, love is going to win, and you will be able to marry your lifetime love interest. You'll be able to get married and not suffer from the marriage penalty. or be married and be penalized by it. That's fifth stimulus. When does it heat up? It starts in September. Two-step, two-bill process out the door by about October. See the benefits in your account by October. And then the step up they represent would be about December. You would see that happen in January. But here's what's interesting is that there's a lot of other items in the fifth stimulus package besides SSI and SSDI reform. And a 30-minute video that's currently at 25 minutes, I don't have time to go over everything that's in the fifth stimulus, fourth, and third. But it's important to know what's in there. And that's the value of membership. The membership link's at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. Every day I send out to members via the community page on YouTube, which if you're set up to have it send you an alert by email, you'll get it by email, a list of what's in the fifth stimulus, the fourth stimulus, and the third stimulus. Here's why it's important. For example, the president calls the fifth stimulus package the American Family Plan. But there's a lot of stuff in there for single people like you. There's money in there for hazard pay. There's money in there for single people. There's money in there for single seniors, like lower medical costs. There's literally money in there for all my viewers. And it's important to know what's in there. Now, if you can't be a member, then at least subscribe. Why? Because when we get to the month of July, it's going to get very crowded with a lot of legislation overlapping at the same time. Here's an example. You may see a Jalopal standalone bill called for a vote, but it won't be this one potentially because there's other ones. You're going to see a budget bill called for a vote because they have to do a budget bill, but it's not this budget bill. Oh, yeah. And you're going to see a third stimulus check go out. That's the third stimulus check, not this one, the fourth stimulus check. A lot of things at the same time. It's easy to get confused. And with that, let me give a special salute to my veterans. Boy, I want to salute the people who serve this country and the families that supported those members of our armed services. I salute you for your services and your dedication and your tours of duty and everything you've done for this country and your families as well. I've had you in my spirit since day one of this channel. On day one, this channel did a video when this channel only had about 100, 200 viewers. And that video was about would people who are veterans, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, get a second stimulus check? No one was talking to you. No one was discussing the subject matter. No one knew the answer. People thought they weren't going to get anything. And with just a couple hundred viewers, that video went viral. 3 million views. Very rare in the financial space of a channel that small to go viral to 3 million views. Since then, this channel has been dedicated to covering your issues every single day. Whether it was third stimulus, when the veterans would get their check, or would they get a different routing time, or would they get a different wave. And that has been my dedication, continues to be my dedication to you, and also my beneficiaries as well. And with that, let me cut back to fourth stimulus and go over the kind of great gate twos about what's happening right now and the details that are exciting. All right, for fourth stimulus, it's important to understand that fourth stimulus, you want to be informed. And I know as we sit here on a Memorial Day weekend, we have a tighter, smaller group of subscribers and Purple Power members. So we are a tighter group. But I think that when we come back from Tuesday, we're going to have a lot of people that potentially join in the chat, especially on noontime, where they'll say things like the following. They don't care about us. They're just dragging their feet. They could get this done in one day. Or if they really cared, they would have gotten it done the first week of June. I actually even saw in the live chat right now, someone said, they don't care, they didn't give us the business grants. We aren't going to do that on this channel, folks. So don't bring that type of language into this chat, especially this video. We don't care. We're talking about something prior, and now we're going to talk in the context of this. We're not doing that. This channel is about positivity. It's also about information. And it also shows when someone says that they don't understand the process. The 2020 Congress is not the 2021 Congress. And it's important to understand that the 2021 Congress also follows the Constitution. There are 9 steps to get the fourth stimulus to law. And I want to go over those 4 steps for you. 4 steps required by the Constitution. And the first half are procedural. The second half are substantive. 4 steps have to be done, and there's no way to do them shorter because they're required under the Constitution. Step 1. The House calls for a procedural vote on the House subcommittees call for a procedural vote on the bill. Then the House floor calls for a vote on the procedural bill. The Senate calls for a vote on the procedural bill, and then the President signs the procedural bill. At that point, the tow truck has passed over the finish line. Step 2 is they go back and do the substantive bill. This is where those House members in the House Ways and Means Committee do what they promised, to put the multiple stimulus checks in. Then they call that substantive bill on the House floor for a vote. Then they have a 2-day event at the Senate where it goes over for the vote-a-rama. And during those 2-day events, that's when the senators can put in those multiple stimulus checks and do anything else that's a surprise. And finally, the president signs it into law. 9 steps. So understand what those 9 steps required by the Constitution. It's not a 1 day, 1 vote, 1 check in the mail situation. And with that, always remain positive, always remain focused. This channel is now dedicated even stronger than ever with positivity, with the new Purple Power Positivity Push. Make sure that if someone drops in the comments something like they don't care, or they're just dragging their feet, or they didn't give us business grants before, that you tell them this is not the same situation. This is a different year, a different situation, a different process. Together, we'll get through this together, and we will finish and remain focused. Moreover, the Purple Power push will heat up in the next few days as Congress starts drafting legislation. We don't roll over either, so we can get ready to push as well. And with that, thank you for joining me on a big noontime. And next with you on Afternoons LA. That's at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, followed by Evenings LA at 5 o'clock, and then late night evenings crypto and overnights crypto. Stay informed, stay focused, subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Have a beautiful noontime, and I'll see you this afternoon on Afternoons LA.